front up on Geno TV and Channel 99. We have as our guest today an old friend, Nat Lowell.
Hi,
Welcome.
Dan.
Thank you for coming on short notice, frankly, because somebody else canceled. I want to talk to you about traffic and roads and so forth, and perception, infrastructure, perception versus reality, and all that kind of thing.
Sure.
Because one of the things that struck me about 10 days ago, I get the steamship statistics,
Yep.
and
go ahead.
and car traffic was down. Truck traffic was up a little bit. Not
And that's that 20-foot glitch. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Yep.
But people don't believe it.
Yeah.
They
don't believe it. I say it and they think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So why is the traffic seemingly so much worse?
It's because we think that. We've been thinking it since 79, 80? Mm-hmm. Worse than ever. Every summer's worse. I mean, it's a Nantucket resident mentality that they have in their mind. You know, 5 minutes ago, I just met someone that I went to high school with or school with that moved back to Nantucket, right up the street from where we are right now. And she said, Virginia's a lot worse than this. This is nothing. I mean, if you come from somewhere else, you don't even think about traffic. When you're here all the year round and you've been embedded into the community for a number of years, it takes time for that to happen. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm talking about somebody from here originally. They see such a difference, which is true. They think it's the Cape. The Cape is as busy as we are in the winter and we are in the summer. As far as traffic, try to go to Woods Hole from Hyannis in the morning. It's unbelievable. It takes 45 minutes. So
it took my son 3 hours the other afternoon.
It's unbelievable. All the construction, it's like Route 95. It's always under construction, it seems. But as far as this is one thing, and I'm not saying that I want more cars. People think I want cars. No, people drive cars. You can't stop cars no different than you can stop people. However, there is one thing, and it's happening on the Vineyard now. Their numbers were up this year a little.
Slightly.
Okay? Just a little bit,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
People are starting to do over there what they do here. They just figured it out. It's kind of funny because the people that work with the steamship, we figured it out 20 years ago. Seasonal residents are leaving their cars on Nantucket, registering them here, with excise taxes going to Nantucket, which is good.
Yes.
You got to kind of think about that. Right. But they're leaving their auto on the island, just like we leave a car on the Cape. It's the same thing in a different direction. Right. They're taking the fast ferry to come here to their house, like we take to go to Hyannis or go off island. It's like they're not coming one time; they're coming a bunch of times. You have families that own seasonal homes that let's just say one of the
with a 4-car garage.
No, there's a lot of people that don't have a garage, and that's why their cars are rusting underneath, and they need to. That's why there's a market for garaging vehicles in the winter. That's a different thing, but there are a lot of people that work during the week. They go home to the greater Boston area and come down here on the weekends. Their kids are here for the summer. School's out, and they're traveling back and forth, buying commuter books. It's just they have a parking space in the Cape. It's crazy at the boat, either at the Highland or the steamship, and it's a trend that's changed a little at a time over the last, let's just say, 20 years.
Yeah.
It's 15 to 20. In the old days, you'd go in someone's garage and there was an old square-back Willys. Or an old Wagoneer that the tailpipe falling down. You know what I mean? That's how it was. Now it's a Mini Cooper and a Suburban. The little car to go out to dinner in at night and a bigger vehicle to go to the beach or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how it is. So, but as far as the traffic itself, we've been, obviously a little bit about what's going on in town, so I don't have to kind of tell you. The infrastructure issue is now kind of hot, which is good, and we just had a little talk about that. I've been talking with David Worth, FinCom, and we've been kind of working on what we're going to be discussing at town meeting on November 6th. And the three boards, planning and FinCom and the selectmen, have sort of agreed, I guess a spirit vote, however you want to call it, that we concentrate on infrastructure together, not being, well, this guy should have paid for this, and this shouldn't be done, and this is accommodating this, and we need to build more roundabouts. We need that. They work, okay? And we've only had the roundabout the first roundabout is still our only roundabout, right. 10 years ago. There's 3 more on the list that we really need a 4th. There's another spot. Actually, there's 2 more spots that have just been identified that I didn't even think of before, and nobody had found in Milestone. That's unlikely to happen for a long time, but that was an interesting, we just had a study done, a 3rd overview study of all the work that Richmond paid for, that planning got to counter Richmond's, that they paid for that as well. And then we got another one from the Planning Commission to kind of look at all the data from all the different studies that we've had over the last 10 or 15 years. And they put together a pretty good package. I have to say, I'm impressed with it.
Who did it?
You had to ask. I'm just trying to think of their name right now, and I've forgotten the name. I'll think of it. Beta. I think it's Beta. B-E-T-A. I believe that was the name. Yeah. But anyway, so what else do we got? I mean, there's so many different things to talk about.
We voted 4 years ago now to
which thing?
The Bartlett Road and
the Bartlett Road roundabout. Okay, well, we had to get the land.
Right.
We hadn't we have it now. We secured the property at Post Corner. There's a whole bunch of different things happened to make that happen. And there's a lot of people that need thanks for that. There should be a monument over there for how that happened. But that's going on the tip. I believe that that's going to be in the Transportation Improvement Program part of funding, so that'll be a state-funded thing. I believe that one's in that queue. But I could be wrong. It could be pulled out because of the in-town bike path. Depends on how that comes out. If that continues, that might take the money away from it, and it may be funded by town meeting, like just capital.
Right.
And so I'm not sure, but that one definitely is the next one. The one at Fairgrounds and Old South, we have the land. I mean, we don't need any damage awards there, no easements or anything. I mean, with the water company, we have everything. So that one there will be, that's the other next one. And then the high school, you know how that worked. Right. We're very fortunate to have gotten the hospital. I'll thank them right now, if anyone cares. That road that we gave them, that 40-foot road behind that sort of paper road that's sort of been there for years. As a result of that transfer, they gave us the amount of land when we are ready to build this, as part of that deal.
Okay.
So that's a good swap.
Yeah.
It's something for free. It's free for free.
All of these things are years out.
I would say in 5 years we're going to have a couple of roundabouts. I don't want to go too far because it just gets. Things are mired in complicated process. Whether it be the weather, whether it be the budget cycle, the capital budget and how things get funded, how much has to be borrowed, how much has to go for an override. You know what I mean? It's really difficult to pin that down. But over the next 10 years, I'd like to just go a little further than 5. Okay. There's going to be a lot of things. The Old South Road, medians, sort of turning lanes, done in the Nantucket, whatever we feel is not the Cape. Right. You know what I mean? It's not going to be just an island with a bunch of signs. It's going to be done in a tasteful Nantucket way. It'll be new history, like the roundabout. That's new history on Nantucket.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Right? They've had them for 100 years in other places in Europe, but not here. But something has to be new. It's certainly better than traffic lights. We're never going to have a traffic light here. You know what the beautiful thing about a roundabout is? They work at night. They work when there's no traffic. Imagine having to stop at a light for no cars.
It's really annoying.
You would be
really
angry,
annoying.
just like we were with the stop sign.
Yeah.
The stop sign didn't work when there was heavy traffic. It didn't work when there was no traffic because you had to stop for nothing no matter what. It was crazy.
Most Nantucketers don't anymore.
We creep through. We can creep now. It's after the summer's over. We can creep through. But it's people want it. I mean, the seasonal residents are getting kind of grumbly about things not getting done. They're paying for it.
Right.
I mean, we have to be honest about that. I mean, the locals are not paying for this stuff, very little. And we need to acknowledge that as residents and say, when we go to town meeting, we're voting to spend somebody else's money. I know you might not want to hear it, but it's true.
No, I agree.
You okay? You're okay with that one?
No,
because it's just true.
It's true. It's
whether you like it or not,
it's absolutely
that's true.
I agree with that. What I wanted to ask you was, are you still a fan of town meeting?
Oh, we're back on that. Because you saw what I said to Bobby.
Actually,
good question.
I did not watch it.
I would say, oh, come on, man. You're not my fan anymore? That was a good interview. Seriously, that was. I had a lot of fun doing that.
I haven't had time for anything recently.
It was better. It turned out better than I thought. Okay. I think it's time to look at the representative.
Yeah.
The biggest thing with that is going to be how to explain what it means. Like, I like town meeting. It's a family kind of thing. I mean, you know everybody. You sort of look forward to it, even when you disagree. It can be it's sort of a historic process that even so sometimes it seems dysfunctional.
Some would say it's an anomaly.
I mean, but you know what? There may not be a better thing.
Yeah.
It may sort of be it for us. Once there's an explanation, professionally explained, of how a representative form of town meeting would work and how the residents, the year-rounders, would feel about their role changing, I think that has to be vetted to perfection for that to be decided. It can't just be one of those we're going to try it things. That's not going to work.
I do agree with you on that. But I also think that in this modern society, to have once a year, decisions made once a year.
Well, we need to have 2 a year.
We need to have at least 2 a year.
And the thing, no, you can't have more than that. It's too hard. It's too much work to get the legal process.
Sure, but
it's brutal.
I
mean, we're working right now. We just had our first CAPCOM meeting the other day, and then the one yesterday I couldn't be at. But we're preparing for April. We haven't even had November yet.
Right.